You've been taking action, you've been combining it with your spiritual practices, everything's super aligned, but something's still missing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to focus. Yes, this framework I have used has been keeping me focused in action despite dips and lulls and adversity. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I've been an online business, an entrepreneur since 2016. I started with fitness, then it was spiritual coaching, and now it's more like spiritual business coaching. I've done all kinds of things online and in person. So I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, I started with dance and choreography way back in the day. So my point is, I watch entrepreneurs struggle just like I've struggled. And I can see it so clearly now. It's like my lens has been refined a lot since working with people one-on-one and just being able to see more clearly. Call it, what do my super woo friends say? Just the evolution and the way the universe is shifting and changing. The veil is very thin. So whatever gifts you had, I feel like they're getting amplified, right? So as an emotional projector, or maybe just leaning into my projectorness, I really notice that I'm a pattern person. I see patterns and I see how to correct them. And the thing about being a projector is we must wait for the invitation. Like, I don't just go around telling people, oh, do you know why you fight with your mother? It's because of this. Or, oh, do you know why your sales page isn't converting? Like, if nobody asks me, it's none of my business to tell them. So that's been part of my struggle of learning how to deal with that. But what I see a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs do, or just any entrepreneurs, is that it's not that they're super gifted. And I noticed this a long time ago in the fitness industry. There were some really talented fitness trainers out there, personal trainers that knew everything about bodybuilding or weight loss or flexibility and mobility. And they just weren't getting the clients because, let's keep it real, they're more of an introvert and they really liked one-on-one stuff. They weren't about selling. There was something about that they just couldn't get. And I thought, man, that's a shame because there's so many people they could be working with, but just because they don't know how to sell or don't like to sell or just don't feel able, they shouldn't suffer, right? And the client that's looking for them, they can't find them because they didn't put the sign on the door. It's a shame. So that's why I want to help entrepreneurs, because I see them doing too much. Okay, so some aren't doing enough, some are doing too much. God bless them. I love my sisters and friends. But they're like, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm doing reels, I'm doing posts. And it's like, whoa, how's that working for you? Are you gaining traction anywhere? And then they're selling. I go to their website, I can't even tell what they're selling. I'm like, okay, I know you're in this business because, that's how I know them first, from this, but then they're showing me this, and then they got merch and they got all this stuff, and it's confusing. I'm like, are they making any sales? And if they are, is it consistent? And how can we help them? Again, waiting for the invitation. I do reach outs, I do. I try to create content to get their attention, but I see them struggle. And I know because I've been there. I was doing the same thing before I had that quantum leap. I was trying everything, trying to be everywhere, and it just was not working. Okay. So, what did work for me? Focus. So, to gain traction in your business, it takes focus. And I took that from that quantum leap that I did. Remember, I told you about it in another video, the last video, that I got with my coach, and it was just a quick chat. He was just like, all right, what are you selling? And I told him, well, I'm kind of doing this, and that. He's like, no, you have one offer. And I was like, okay, how much are you going to charge? Okay. And then we crunched the numbers, and it was like, okay, you need to do this many reach outs, have this many sales calls, and then you'll get to where you would need to be in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay. Clarity, numbers, a plan, one offer. And then it was like, well, where am I going to show up? Instagram. I just posted on Instagram and let it cross post to Facebook, which still helped me out because I know my Facebook people signed up with me too. But do you see that when you have focus, everything falls into line? Okay. So when I had that big leap, I told you guys, I took the spiritual stuff, right? Because I knew that was going to hold me. right? So there's this container, and that's what I want to share with you now. It's evolved because I learned about the 5 1s through my coach and some other coaches out there. But I call it the sacred 7 because it holds you in this container. And for me, number one, you know me, it always starts with the divine. It's called faith, love, action. And I like to draw a little triangle. It's my little symbol because it's powerful. It helps me focus, right? So you start in soul alignment. And part of this stage, when you start with that, you put God first, you put your higher self first, you put your mission first, and that vision that's been bestowed upon you that you took you all these years to be like, oh, I'm just here to do that. Oh, I'm gifted and talented, and people actually want to, pay me for that. Yeah. So it's that anchor that reminds you of it is the divine's will to have you be of service in this way in your business. And so we lock that in with something called a sacred promise, but we can talk about that later. So, number 2, one audience. Know who you're called to serve, right? We're not selling to, I don't know, let's say fitness, for example. I'm not selling to men who want to build muscle when my expertise is body fat, weight loss for women, right? I'm not going to talk about both. I'm not going to say, hey, I can help you build muscle and burn fat, right? No, I'm talking to too many people. And I want to get really good at talking to one person, one audience, right? And this may sound like niching, but we're not niching here. We're just getting focused. Okay. So one audience. So for me, spiritual entrepreneurs, holistic coaches, practitioners. I'll even help the fitness trainers if they're heart-centered and connected with spirit, right? It's got to be spiritually based. And then you're going to solve, number 3, you're going to solve one problem, okay? One real problem. Again, not niching, but getting super specific. What's one hyper-specific problem you can solve for people? For me, it's just getting people unstuck into action. And everything I've been teaching you is exactly how to do that. We focus, we get clear, we get grounded, we get centered, we remember the truth of who we are, and then we take consistent action and see growth in our business, okay? So one problem. Oh, and that's what Business Unblocked is all about, by the way, if you just want the digital version. I'll put a link down below. So you solve that problem, okay? One offer, deliver one clear transformation. So I'm not trying to sell 5 different things. Not everybody does this differently, but this here, the 5 1s, is proven to work to scale to $1 million in 1 year. People have hit it in 7 months. People get really focused and they get really good at what they're selling and they know who they're speaking to. It just locks things in and stuff starts to move faster. So one audience, one problem, one offer. Okay, mine is Business Unblocked. That's my $27 digital program that I put out there to help spiritual entrepreneurs get unstuck, get into consistent action, and get clients on one platform. So I'm using YouTube this year. I have decided to commit to YouTube for 1 year. So stay tuned, more videos coming. And so the other one is 1 year. So one platform, 1 year. And then number 7, one source. Okay. This is your higher power, again, guiding you, just remembering your truth. We locked it in. So let's review. 1, starting with spirit, faith, love, action, starting in soul alignment. 2, your audience, know who you're called to serve. 3, one problem, solve a real specific problem that helps people with their pain. Then 4, deliver one clear transformation. 5, one platform. For goodness sake, stop spreading yourself thin, trying to master every single platform. Get really good at one platform for 1 year. Do all of this for 1 year. And 7, one source, one higher power guiding you, always connected, never separate. It's always there for you. If you will just sit and be still long enough to receive, you shall receive. Remember, those with the ears to hear shall hear. So that's it. That's the sacred 7 strategy. 1 year of consistent focus without bouncing around from thing to thing, without throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks, without spinning your wheels and not taking action. So it's funny. some people might be going, this feels a little restrictive. This feels a little too rigid for me. But I have to tell you, as a Pisces, as a free flowing Pisces, I love it. I love a container, right? That's that Virgo side that wants spreadsheets and checklists. So when you have this container, it holds you so you don't go chase the next shiny object. So you can get really good at what you're doing. And so know this, when you simplify, your nervous system settles. It's like, this feels safe because I know what I'm doing day to day, hour to hour. I know how the next client is coming if I just stay consistent. So again, focus is freedom. Trust me, everything good is always working out for you. You are so very blessed. In the next video, we're actually going to break down the pillar for faith, love, action, and show you how to get started, show you how to get clear and grounded and get this party started. Come meet me in the next video.